Always stealing my swag. Every time I put a shirt on, I have to put on the same color. I don't understand. Like,
are you serious? Like, hold on. Oh, I didn't even know you had the same color. What? How did that happen?
How did that happen? Like the last time, or
the last time it happened?
Oh,
the last time.
You can't say the last time because this is technically the first episode.
Exactly. Yeah, I guess so. But
we're not even going to get into that because
but that shows that we work on our stuff, man.
That shows like you copy
make it look good.
That's what it is. You basically just steal my swag, try to be like me, everything that I do.
Look at you.
I don't.
You talking about stealing? Oh, come on.
Actually, I do understand. Like, look at me. Duh.
Wow.
Who wouldn't want to dress like me?
It's like that today. Wow. Okay.
Who wouldn't want
to go on a date today or something?
Like on a date?
You go on a date today or something?
No, I mean
you just feeling yourself today, like you just made out with some, model looking white dude or something.
Chyke, you know me better than that.
What? The white dude part or the?
I was getting excited that you said a white dude. No offense to white men out there.
No offense, but y'all can't handle. Yeah, they can't handle you. Yeah. What's up, everybody?
What's up, you guys? Well, we have to introduce.
Is that tea? Is that tea for real?
Yes, it is. What else would it be? Why are you trying me today?
Why are you so bougie? You just got your tea. Sitting my tea right now. So
I am not bougie. I am farthest away from bougie. I am so not bougie.
I drink Milo Bonvita.
Well, I'm lactose intolerant, so I can't have that.
Milo does not. Does Milo have milk in it? What are you talking about?
I don't know. I just
little bit.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, people don't. They don't know what we're talking about right now. So.
Oh, it's just like a hot cocoa. That's basically it.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's get back to the topic at hand.
All right.
And my name is Janiqua, Miss Janiqua, and Chyke is my cousin. We're second cousins on our moms.
Yep. Yeah.
Our moms are second cousins. Basically, we've known him for his whole life, or almost his whole life. He's about to be, you're closer. You're in your late 30s, almost 40. So, wow, that is so crazy.
You seriously keep saying this where you keep throwing me to 40 every time. I mean,
like 30s. You just had a birthday, so.
I'm not in my late 30s.
Over.
You can't even call it late 30s.
So you want to say your age so we can clarify it to the audience, or
I still got 5 years till 5 years till 40, and you keep making. And I don't even look my age.
5 years to 40. Then I got 10 years to 40. No, I got 15 years to 40. If you got 5 years to 40.
What?
Don't play me, bro. Don't play me. You're aging well, right? Like I'm aging like fine wine. You're aging like...
You were about to say I was aging like fine wine, but you just had to take that back for yourself, huh? Damn.
Anyways.
That's how you copy my college stuff every time.
We don't have much time to be going back and forth about...
All right. Okay.
So, I just want to kind of say, first of all, thank you so much for having me to be your lovely... I don't know what I would say, your lovely partner on this journey of you telling your story. I am so honored, as your second favorite cousin, because you sent me a text the other day talking about I'm your second favorite cousin. We're going to talk about that later, because I'm like, who the hell's your first? I know this is a big moment for you to actually say that. You're going to sit down, you're going to really tell your story, you're going to let the whole world know, and you're going to put it on the internet. Because, once you put anything on the internet, it's all over the world. Like, anybody can see it, basically, if you put it on YouTube. Yeah. So I want to start with what made you want to tell your story and what made you want to put out this type of content and let people know about, the struggles of your, having sickle cell and all of that. Let's start there.
Well, Well, honestly, I mean, for me, um, I think I felt like it's time, honestly, and I think all my life I've always wanted to ignore it and not even show it at all, to
Mm-hmm.
try to act like normal and not like I don't want people to know because a lot of times you tell people, okay, hey, you have this, you have that. What comes next is like it's pity, and people just want to like, oh my God, are you okay? Oh my God, are you okay? And growing up all my life, I've been through a lot, but I'm always that person that, you see me in the hospital today, and I'll be bad, going through it and all that stuff. But as soon as I get out, you see me 3 days later, like I will literally put in effort to like erase that off your head, erase that off your memory that you even saw me in the hospital and all that. You know what I mean, all that kind of, So for me, I mean, yeah, this is hard for me to do. So I might as well do it with someone that I'm very comfortable with, talking to and all that stuff. And plus, yeah, I am, on the verge of finishing my book, growing up with sickle cell and everything. So I just feel like, yeah, it's time to put something out there that could possibly help people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a bit informative here too. We can, and just to explain it, because I'm sure a lot of things I've experienced in my life. I'm sure there are other people out there
Gotcha.
that when they hear it, they'll be like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, I know what you're saying." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And plus, the number one reason why I actually wanted to do this is because there's a lot of misconceptions that are out there about sickle cell. A lot of, and those misconceptions lead to really bad things. You know what I mean? It leads to it messes up like quality of life too. Sometimes, you know what I mean. The misconceptions. I mean, that misconceptions literally cost me, you know, uh, uh, the love of my life, pretty much. You know what I mean? The girl that I loved so much and wanted to marry and all that. You know, it cost me that because of misconceptions about sickle cell.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's why, like, I felt like, you know what? Yeah, let's just go ahead and do this because you know me. I'm not. I don't. I don't want people to. Oh my God, are you all right? Oh my God, are you all right? I mean, I don't mind it sometimes. Hey, you're showing love because you know me, you care about me or whatever, and I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not the type that just like I'm looking for that.
There's a lot of
Mm.
stigma around sickle
Yeah.
cell. But before we even
Yeah.
get into all that, like
Yep.
we should just like basically a lot of people
Yeah.
might be listening and not
Mm.
speaking of
Mm.
like misinformation, a lot of people might not even know what sickle cell is. So
Yeah.
layman's
Mm.
terms, well, how would you
Mm.
describe or how would you define sickle cell?
I was about to like look up Google right now, but I'm not gonna use that. I'm just gonna define sickle cell as and I know when I'm done, people out there would actually prefer a definition that is like more straight to the point than the one you see. I mean, of course, you go to Google, you see sickle cell. Oh, it's the blood, this that blood that but sickle cell to the people that actually have it is excruciating pain,
Mm-hmm.
unpredictable, like life, unpredictable, like everything, pretty much. You almost can't plan anything in your life almost because this thing can just snap on just like that. You know what I mean? This minute you could be smiling, having fun with your family, friends, and all that, and literally just in a matter of minutes, just one thing will all of a sudden trigger a crisis. And now, crisis, when I'm saying crisis, I know people out there will be like, "Oh, crisis, as in a crisis? Oh, of course, it's a crisis." No, I mean crisis. Call it sickle cell crisis. It's like someone that has asthma right now.
Mm-hmm.
When they're going to where they're struggling to breathe and all that. We call it like, oh, okay, someone's having an asthma attack or whatever. You know what I mean? That's usually what people. So when we go into that time when we like going to, a lot of pain, so many various things, gasping for air, the pain in pretty much most of your joints and all that. It's like that's what sickle cell is, and really what's causing that is just, going back to the dictionary, the sciencey stuff, because a normal cell is fully circled, but for us, it doesn't go all the way. It's kind of like curved like that.
Mm.
So it's not quite normal. Now, of course, there are different types. There are different types of sickle cell. People don't know that. SS, SC. SS is the full disease.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? SC, and then there's also AS, but we shouldn't even be talking about that as a sickle cell because has nothing to do. I mean, if you're AS, you're okay. And we're gonna go into what AS and all that means because I know people are thinking, "What are you talking about, AS?"
Yeah.
Yeah. But sickle cell, the food disease, and all that. That's what happens. When the blood is not flowing right, so you're not getting full oxygen. And to your lungs, so because it's sickle like that, when you're in a crisis, the blood is trying to go through, but when it gets there, it's like stuck, and so it keeps trying to force itself through, and you know what I mean. And that is causing a lot of pain in your joints, everywhere. Like we can have pain anywhere. Like one of my cousins that has sickle cell too. When he goes into a crisis, most of the time where he has his pain, I mean, I used to laugh at him every time, but sometimes when I think about it, and we joke about it, he has his own crisis pain in the groin, and it's like, his thing, Yeah, I'm saying his thing, whatever. It's a family show, but his thing gets rock hard and in a lot of pain. It's not fun. Like it's just hard, and he's in a lot of pain in his groin, and he's grabbing it, and screaming, and all that. And it's not a terminal disease. A lot of people think, oh, sickle cell is a terminal disease. It's not. No.
Yeah.
It's not like, okay, when someone tells you, oh, you have cancer, terminal cancer or whatever, okay. No, sickle cell is not a terminal disease. What can end up killing you from being sickle cell is complications of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So just because it's causing those crises for you and all that, you could be in the hospital treating the crisis and all that, and you could get some kind of infection in the hospital, and being in the crisis will make it worse.
Why do you think there's a stigma? What do you think the reason is for that?
Right.
Yeah.
You say, why do I think there's a stigma to it?
Yeah.
Honestly,
your experience, why do you do that?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I would say, I think, well, here in America, I mean, of course, it's a disease that affects mostly Black people, or like, you know what I mean? So the stigma, honestly, it's from the blood type thing. You know what I mean? The blood group, the blood type stuff. Nigerians, that's the stigma. You know what I mean? So that's where they get it from. Even before marriage and all that stuff.
The stigma is more with Nigerians than any other.
Yeah. Because since I've been, since I've been in America, I've never, I've never like noticed anyone like maybe they're about to get married and someone says, "Oh my God, he has to go." No,
right.
No, you know what I mean?
They don't have that. You don't feel like African Americans have that because it is with Black people, so it could be African Americans, it could be Black people from other African countries, other parts of the world. So you feel like that stigma is mostly specifically with Nigerians. You feel that? Yeah,
I think when you talk about the stigma, of like talking about this girl, Debbie, that I was head over heels in love with. I was crazy about this girl.
I want to rush you. We're going to get into Debbie.
No, I'm not rushing. I was just trying to use that to kind of explain it to you. but it's the stigma. It's the I think you know about that story.
Debbie.
But that's the stigma that I'm just I'm using it to explain like the stigma because dating her and then thinking, okay, this is gonna be my wife and all that, and then the parents just get a whiff, like, okay, just
That's
sickle
something like
cell. Oh my God, sickle cell. You know what I mean? And it just cuts everything. You
right.
know what I mean? Just because immediately they start thinking, hey, my daughter, no, my daughter cannot marry a sickle cell. No, 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 no.
Right.
What about my grandchildren? Well, what will happen to my grandchildren? You know what I mean?
That's a
It
terrible
goes, yeah.
German accent. I can't believe you're really
What? I'm trying to make it sound, that is how it sounds though. You
sure.
know, my daughter, hey, my daughter will be a doctor. My daughter is going to be a doctor. So all these things, I don't even want any man that if you're going to marry my daughter, you have to be no AS.
Yeah.
My grandchildren, no.
No, no. I've heard stories about
Mm.
people finding out at different points in their life that they were, they had sickle cell disease
Mm.
or SS or SC, right?
Yeah.
I want to start from the beginning. Like, when did you find out? When did you have your
Mm.
first crisis? Um,
Mm.
and I know, you grew up in born and raised in Nigeria before you came
Yeah.
out here to the States. So
Yeah.
talk about that journey, like when you found out and when you had your first crisis.
Mm. Honestly, it will probably even be maybe I probably can't even remember when it was because most likely it was probably when I was way young, maybe even 2 years old and all that stuff. Because the stories that I hear from my brothers and my sisters and my mom and dad and all that, they tell me the stories of like I used to cry abnormally sometimes and just cry for no damn reason. They'll give me some food, they'll give me some water, give me all kinds of stuff that they were thinking, oh, this, when the baby start crying, you just trying to guess what he wants.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And like I would just be crying uncontrollably and all that, and they would do everything, but I'm still crying.
Mm-hmm.
And then it would take like literally everything and more for me to eventually then fall asleep, and you know what I mean. And then I guess as I got older, where I can then relay what tell them what I'm still going through, grabbing those parts of my body, twisting around, that then got them to the point where they're like, okay, what the hell, what is this? What is that? And my parents, of course, like most Nigerian parents are like devout, Catholic Christians and all that, seriously religious and all that, Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So,
Yes.
yeah, so I mean, at that point, it's when that happens over and over and over again, they start thinking, oh my God, what's going on? And that the Nigerian mind from back then, they would think about everything. They
Right.
would think,
Especially
yeah,
just like growing up in the eastern part of Nigeria in like this
yeah,
in the 80s, 90s. You know what I mean? Yeah.
yeah. So imagine what they could be thinking, and it's like, yeah, they would be thinking, oh my God, is this some kind of voodoo, juju, or something like that? Is
Yeah.
this something,
Somebody put a curse on my family, on my kids.
yeah, yeah. You see what I'm saying? It goes to that. You know what I mean? And when stuff keeps happening, and then they end up having to, you know, go to different doctors who don't quite even understand what's going on, trying to explain it the best they can, but it keeps happening. It's actually eventually, maybe when I start getting to my teenage years, that we finally got a doctor who was kind of, smart enough to
Wow.
then,
Smart enough.
yeah, we kind of even got lucky that we were able to get somebody that understood it, a little bit. He didn't quite, understand it like completely, but he did enough, he understood enough, you know what I mean, to be able to, do what was necessary to help give us, somewhat of a normal life, you know what I mean? So that's one thing that I do appreciate.
But before you got into your teens, right? You talk about the story that you've been wanting to tell
Right.
when your parents were trying to figure out.
Yeah. It's a weird story, you know.
I'm gonna have to tell it because I don't want nobody to
No,
be
oh
like, "Oh,
no,
when that brother does."
oh,
You said you wanted to tell this story on the record.
it's it's a weird as hell story. Like, I mean, and knowing, like, I don't know people who's gonna watch this. I know my mom and dad are probably never gonna watch this anyway. So, but
Child.
I know my siblings. Yeah, you know, I know my brothers and sisters are probably gonna watch it, so they know what I'm talking about right now. But it was just a weird story because my sister has it too, right?
Mhm.
Me and her were getting sick a lot when we were kids and all that stuff. So, like I was saying before, that they had to do so many things trying to figure out what was going on,
Mhm.
and for a devout Christian to decide to let me go to this native, what do we call it back home, native doctor.
Oh, the native doctors, yeah.
hmm
Mhm.
Even though it's considered like
As
voodoo
a
and all that.
coming from a Christian Catholic
Yeah,
family, that is yeah,
yeah, it's a no no.
together.
Yep, it does not go
So they
together at
basically
all.
were just like, we've tried everything. We just need to
Yeah,
figure out what is happening. What
imagine that. Exactly.
wow,
So imagine.
up to that point.
hmm But think about this though. Imagine how bad it must have been for a devout Catholic Christian family
That's
to
what I'm
then
saying.
decide,
That level of like frustration, like doctors
yeah,
are not telling us, we cannot figure out what's happening
we
with
can
the child.
exactly. The frustration got to a point where they were like they had to, and it's a on the download thing that they had to do.
Ooh, so
you
you
know,
are telling you are this is a tell all.
Yeah, this is a tell it all.
Ah,
Not many people,
it was
you
fight, fight,
know,
fight.
I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. I'm literally gonna be in trouble for saying this right now, honestly, because I'm about to get slapped from the left and from the right. It's just because of this, and it's your
I
fault, man. You got me.
It is
You
not
got
my
me.
fault. I
It's your fault.
on cue. You said make sure I remind you all the things you want to talk about.
Uh,
Casual conversation. You
I
are
mean,
the producer of this show.
it,
Whatever makes it on the tube is your decision. I'm just here to serve
but
you, sir.
it's because it's in my book, though. I put the story in my book.
Oh,
So
oh yeah.
yeah, so I mean, eventually of course, my siblings are gonna see it and all that stuff, but they know it's true and all that. You know what I mean? So anyway, but with the weird story. So they took us there and all that, and the dude did everything that you wanted to do and said all kinds of nonsense. You know how to do and all that. And I have a mark on my chest, like a cut mark scars on my chest, right?
Mm.
My sister has the same thing, right? The same exact thing, same cut. It looks the same almost. And it was because there's a type of leaf back home, this sharp edged leaf back home. And the guy used it and he said a whole bunch of shit that he said and then said he's gonna cut the evil out of us. Because
The
that
evil. Ooh, so he was trying to say that there were some demons up in there.
I guess you would say that, you know what I mean? Like kind of like, oh my God, always crying, always in pain, always what the hell's going on? There's gotta be, you know how it is, mentality back home, there's gotta be something. So we're gonna cut that evil out. So
Uh,
they did
so
that
you
and cut
literally
it.
open the whole thing in your heart. Cut the
hmm
evil out.
Yeah. And like cut it and
So did the
drain out the blood. Huh? Seriously,
I was like,
like
did the evil come out?
I guess a week later when we still got sick, man, they
You didn't even lie.
probably thought
You couldn't even get the evil out for a month. You only had a
exactly.
oh God.
So what the hell? So this evil must be a huge one there, So it was crazy. Yeah,
Wow.
but yeah, that's what happened, and for a Christian Nigerian family, that's like, but one thing about it though that I would say, that actually makes me even like a whole lot more proud of my mom and dad. Like it actually almost makes me, loved them so much more. They were willing to do
Do
this.
anything.
You know what I mean? Like they were willing to do anything just to try to get their child okay and try to understand what their child is going through and all that. You know what I mean? So that story right there, as weird as it sounds, and as much as it might get me in trouble, because I know it will get me in trouble, it makes every time I think about that story, it makes me like feel like, oh my, wow, my parents, they went over the moon just to try to help their child.
The first crisis you can remember started when you were about 2,
Yeah.
or even a toddler, when you were a toddler. But can you think about like a moment? Oh, maybe I should start with like one of the like crises you had as a child.
The first time I had to miss school, I missed school primary 1, I think.
Okay, so that's elementary school here.
Okay, elementary school.
That's first grade.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I had to miss school for like almost a whole week, and all that. Mm-hmm. And in the hospital with IVs and all that stuff, and just like it's almost hard to explain how excruciating like the sickle cell crisis pain is. But anyone out there, you can look it up. I mean, that was a time when I looked at a list where they said sickle cell crisis pain is literally the number 1. Like it ranks above like pregnancy pain, doesn't even get close to. I mean, some women out there are gonna get mad at me when they hear this. They're gonna be like, "Ooh, child, who the hell you think you are, man?"
Well, that's the thing is like, you saw that, right? But you can't tell what pregnancy pain.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I can.
They can't also tell what sickle cell crisis pain.
Exactly. So the pain, like almost like 2 people were just taking turns, hitting you with a huge ass hammer, on the same spot, you know what I mean? Yeah. And while they're doing that, someone is grabbing your nose shut, like, and you can't breathe and stuff, like, you know what I mean? It's like I'm sure people out there might be thinking, oh yeah. Anyone that has sickle cell listening to me, they'll probably be like, yeah.
To get back to like your first crisis, you said you were in first grade. So you were like maybe 6 years old, and you remember missing school and being in the hospital and having all
and I missed school and up to a week, and it was in the hospital. Where I remember where things, then I started realizing, okay, I guess I'm not normal, because you will get to that point where you'd be like, okay, I guess I'm not like everybody else. Mm-hmm. And it's such a depressing thing, but it's almost, it would happen to you when growing up as a kid, when you come to that realization that, okay, everybody else is playing soccer, but damn, okay, I guess I can't play as much. Okay, basketball. Oh, I guess I can't play as much because, when you've already experienced the consequences of like you playing soccer, like for 45 minutes with your friend, then you start to realize, okay, everybody else will play 45. I have to play only 10. And as a kid, that's like, that's annoying. Mm-hmm. And having people your age look at you as a weakling and all that stuff, it does affect your head a little bit, and but me, for some reason, I use that almost to try to find other ways to kind of, because I'll be jealous of the boys playing soccer, but then in my head I'll be thinking, you know what, who cares? I'm gonna go over there and talk to the ladies and have fun. They can go here. I don't give a damn.
So you decided to be a ladies' man because you could be out there still kicking the ball.
No. It's just
pause. Not me.
No, but the thing is me. I'm kind of trying to devise a way to take my focus off of. Oh my God, I can't play soccer. I can't play basketball. So now I start gravitating towards the ladies, and just every time I'm always with the ladies, just making them laugh, hanging around with them, and then I give the boys something to be not now be jealous of. So
Ooh, okay,
you know what I mean?
so you
Mm-hmm.
so you figured it was like,
Yeah,
oh, okay, this is
yeah,
my way of taking advantage of the situation
exactly.
on them. We talked about stigma, but there's also a
Mm.
look, like, growing, especially like growing up, like as people that had sickle cell, there was a look, like it was like your eyes. You could tell from people's
Mm.
eyes, their bodies,
Mm.
smaller framed.
Yeah.
Was there things that you had
Mm.
to go
Oh
through,
yeah.
just like people talking down on you or teasing you,
Mm.
adults, other kids?
Yeah, a lot of times. I remember vividly that one. This dude, he always used to make fun of me every time. Like, yeah, Chijogi, you can't play, man. Get the hell out of here. You're gonna die on the field. You know that kind of stuff. Always talking about death. Oh, Chijogi, you're gonna die. This, that.
Oh,
You know what I mean. That kind of stuff and all that. And so it was like on the stairs walking into. I can't quite find it because if you don't know, you won't know. So I'm walking in, and he comes, he's like, Jay, look at you, you're so weak, man. Look at you, look at how skinny you are. This is that. What the hell, What the hell do these girls even see in you, man? Look at you, saying all this kind of shit, to me. And that day, for some reason, in my head just kept telling me, you gotta prove something. You gotta prove something. You gotta prove something. And that was the first day I just turned around like bop and just hit him
you popped
like
it?
straight punch. Yeah, like straight punch, like they hardest punch. Like straight to his face, like bop. And he hit the floor so hard. And he lost like his tooth. He lost, yeah. He lost like his two
Oh,
front teeth. Yeah,
use
bleeding
all
like
the
really
energy
bad.
in you, Chyke.
What? What?
Did you use all the energy you had in you, Chyke, for that one punch?
I might have though. Teachers, as one that was really short guy, teacher that always made fun of me for having sickle cell. Used to call me Alika. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, well,
I like
people
that.
won't know what that means. Alika, Alika means like a skinny, scrawny person. He used to always call me Alika, and that used to affect me inside because And then when he would say it in front of the girls in class too, man, that's when they would get to me the most because I'm like, damn, man, don't call me Alika in front of in front of the ladies.
From these ladies that I'm trying to talk to, that I'm trying to
Don't
spit
do
game
that.
on.
Don't do that. Yep, yeah. Seriously, I hated that
You
dude,
messing
but
up,
yeah,
you curb you messing with my game right now. Don't do it. Don't do
messing with
it.
my swag,
Don't do
So
it.
yeah. But yeah,
Wow.
I did go through that. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know,
Mhm.
and that's so
Mhm.
crazy for, like, like people to take advantage, especially adults. As a teachers, is like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. It's messed up. Yeah.
yeah. Oh my God, you have shared some interesting stories today. Some that you might get in trouble. You might get in trouble for.
And it's your fault. If I get in trouble,
It is
I'm
not my
calling you and
fault.
I'll put you on speaker and be like, "Here, talk,
I'm
Daddy,
like
talk to him, talk to her right here."
auntie. I had nothing to
It's
do
your
with it.
fault. Yeah.
I have nothing to do with it. I am just here to serve him. This
Mm,
is his show. This is
but
his
thank God we have the evidence on tape. We have the evidence on tape. So I'm
no.
gonna show
Your
him.
whole. You told me
Mm.
to remember to remind you of the things that you wanted to, like. You had your notes. I have my notes of all the things that you said you wanted to talk about. So I'm just trying to make sure that what you're presenting to the world
Right.
is on point. Really, really
But,
enjoyed
mhm.
starting
Uh,
this journey. Has been an
mm,
interesting start. I can't wait
mm.
to hear more
Oh
from
yeah.
you.
I got a lot more. I got a lot more crazy
You
stories and
got a
stuff.
lot more. You can't wait to tell y'all.
Mm,
I
you
know.
know.
You
But
basically
I
literally
appreciate you for
said,
even doing this, though.
you said, of
Honestly, I really appreciate you for doing this, for
course,
agreeing to
that's
do
your
this. I
second
really
favorite
appreciate
cousin.
it. Stop! Come on, are you ever? Am I ever gonna live that down? I mean, I meant to say number one. I meant to say my, favorite. It's just that the wind blew to the left and something changed. I don't know.
But it's all love. It's all good.
Yeah.
I can't wait for our next chat. Our next episode, we will dive into more. It's also past Chyke's bedtime because he's almost 40. So
what the hell is this about me getting old, man?
I gotta let this old man go to bed. Catch you on the next episode. All right, love you guys. I will see you. Signing off. What's the name of your show again for us?
What are we calling that? Like SS Chat or something?
With like Chyke Gee.
Oh, you liking that, huh? You liking that SS Chat? Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
All right.
Bye.